Just because the Dolphins season is over doesn't mean I got a lot to talk about. What is up, Finn fans? If you can tell by the title, we got some updates on the Miami Dolphins offensive coordinator search. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about Cameron Wolfe's fantastic article where he interviewed Brian Flores, got a little tidbit on the direction of the team, got a little tidbit on Tua Tagovailoa, and we got more insight and more clarity on Armando Salguero's video. Then I'm going to do my picks for this divisional weekend, and then comment of the day, something special for you guys. I don't. You guys are probably like, after you say this ain't special, but it's special for me. And yes, I'm wearing a hat again. This is what I look like without my hat. What is this? But before we jump into all that stuff, real quick, got to shout out my guys at patchvibes.com. You've seen a ton of their stuff. We gave away a t-shirt. Great guys at patchvibes.com. They actually have some new stuff. They have a Dan Marino jersey patch. Be sure to go over there, check them out. Use the promo code FREEPATCH and you get the 25th anniversary patch with your order. Also, me and one of you guys connected and made this wallpaper. So essentially, Lewis made the background. I made everything else, and it's an iPhone wallpaper. So if you guys are interested, I do have it as my wallpaper. If you guys are interested and would like that wallpaper, let me know, and I'll send it to you, whether it's email, Twitter, whatever. But let's jump into this video now. Little update on the head coach. Urban Meyer has been hired as the Jags head coach. Robert Saleh is hired as the Jets head coach. So that leaves Texans, Chargers, Falcons, Lions, Eagles still open and available for head coaching. If Bieniemy doesn't get one of those 5 available head coach availabilities, I don't understand. I just don't understand. But being that a lot of pieces have been moving with the offensive coordinators, I'll give you guys a little bit of an update. So on the 14th, Ian Rappaport came out and said the Dolphins' list of candidates for their open offensive coordinator job is Clemson offensive coordinator Tony Elliott, Chargers quarterback coach Pep Hamilton, which I did talk about a little bit, 49ers run game coordinator Mike McDaniel. Got an update on him because I know a lot of people are probably already go to the comment section before listening to the rest of this. Steelers offensive quarterback coach, Steelers quarterback coach Matt Canada, and internally our running back coach Eric Studeville and our quarterback coach George Gotze. So those are the candidates. But like I said, a little bit of an update. The 49ers are expected to promote McDaniel to their offensive coordinator position, and Anthony Lynn is interviewing with Seattle right now. Now, that doesn't mean that Anthony Lynn is going to get the Seattle job or they're going to connect, or it doesn't even mean that the Dolphins are interested in Anthony Lynn. But that is a name out there that to keep an eye on. But yes, Anthony Lynn is in Seattle right now interviewing with them. But I'm hearing also that there is other teams that are interested in Anthony Lynn. So that is a little bit of an update on what's going on with the offensive coordinator search. Like I said, we are coaching the Senior Bowl on the 30th. So I think we'll start to see a little bit of a speed up on the process of getting an offensive coordinator in here. Also, there might be a guy that is on a playoff team still, whether it's a quarterback coach. I talked about the Bills quarterback coach, the ex-Miami Hurricane quarterback that I would really like the Dolphins to potentially grab as their offensive coordinator. It's also why the Bills offensive coordinator is probably not hired yet, because they're still playing playoff games. So that also is a possibility that there is a potential offensive coordinator that the Dolphins want that is just currently on a playoff team playing in the divisional round. So they have to wait to hire him, kind of like they had to wait on getting one of the best coaches in the league right now, Brian Flores. Yes, I said it, and don't at me on that one. So that is the update on the offensive coordinator position. So the other day, Cameron Wolfe, who writes for ESPN, came out with this fantastic article. I will link it below, saying Miami Dolphins coach reaffirms support for Tua Tagovailoa. But he not only does that, but he kind of addresses things throughout it. So in this article, he says, so essentially Cameron Wolfe sat down. He reached out to Brian Flores, sat down with him. they had an interview. And a lot of what he says in here kind of goes against what Armando says. And I noticed that in my video where I broke down what Armando Salguero wrote in his article, some of you guys were like, why would you talk about this? This is nothing. Or why would you, if there's no sources, why, and coming at me, why am I talking about it? For one, if you guys say, hey, Doug, check this article out. Hey, Doug, this is interesting. And I get enough of you guys saying that, I tend to think that you guys want to talk about it, want me to talk about it, want to hear about it. So then I make a video on it. So I would say 7 out of 10 times when a video gets made, it's because you guys asked me to do it. And if this channel's for you, so I do it. So with this article, he sits down and he talks to Brian Flores and he says, a lot of attention gets paid to Tua. This is what Brian Flores says. But I thought he made a lot of improvement over the course of the season. I'm excited about the future with him. He's a young player, talented player, bounce back from the hip. I think this is a big offseason for him. That year 1 to year 2 jump will be important like it is for all rookies. Now, you could say, hey, this is essentially him kissing his quarterback's butt, or he's the head coach. Why wouldn't he say this? Yes, we don't know what his true intentions are. We don't know what's going behind the scenes. They might be interested in Watson, and they haven't told anyone because the speculation that came out, if you noticed, it hasn't been talked about or died, is that Watson is interested in Miami, and Miami never came out and said, yeah, there's mutual interest. They never said any of that stuff, so Brian Flores doesn't have to come out and shoot that stuff down because the Dolphins have never been associated the other way. So him saying that, yes, it could just be like when free agents come to the team and say, oh, I came here because Brian Flores, just might be blowing smoke up our butts. Cameron Wolfe says, last week, Dolphins general manager Chris Grimm made it clear that there wasn't any quarterback controversy, saying Tua, we're very happy with him. He's our starting quarterback. Still, Tua has been subject of question, criticism, speculation after an uneven rookie season. A Dolphins coach and executive go deeper into an offseason that includes an ongoing offensive coordinator search and an opportunity to coach the Senior Bowl. They hope to move forward past the questions and towards the future, including Tua. So this is what Flores says. Criticism comes with the territory in the NFL across the board. Our team did a good job ignoring that stuff. Anyone who saw the Dolphins this year saw we were a tight-knit group, and I think that's still the case. The idea that there's any kind of fracture is overblown. I thought there was a lot of support throughout the locker room. I feel like that was directed towards Armando Salguero. Directed towards the 3 unknown sources that came out and said what they said about Tua. And again, what they said about Tua, like I said in the video, wasn't anything surprising. None of them said they don't want him on the team anymore. I don't want to be on the team anymore because of him, yada, yada, yada. But what Flores is coming out and saying is, you've seen it. You've seen it throughout the entire season. We are a tight-knit group. We keep things in-house. And you know that because when that whole thing with Xavier and Howard came out, they came out and they were pissed. You saw it. You saw it when I think it was London Roberts got injured. The whole defense came over and made sure he was all right when he got carted off the field. This is a tight-knit group. Tight-knit group. He says, my message to the team has been to ignore the noise, and the people inside the building are going to tell the truth to you. Without all the information, how do you make any determination about what's going on? Exactly. I love our coach. I feel like T.O. right now, but instead of saying that's my quarterback, that's my coach, man. That's my coach. Literally shooting that down. Without all the information, how do you make any determination about what's going on with your 3 unnamed sources? You don't got all the information. The Dolphins' decision makers still believe in Tua's talent. Throughout the season, players revealed to ESPN differing opinions on whether Tua or veteran quarterback Fitz gave them the best chance to win, but several teammates have expressed support and optimism about Tua's future publicly throughout the season. Yes, like Gesicki, Wilkins. There's a ton of players that I can go down. If you go to media.Miami Dolphins, you can read the transcripts of a ton of players giving Tua support. Miami has interviewed 5 candidates for its offensive coordinator job, which was left when Chan Gailey left last week. Top priority for their hiring will be guiding Tua to the second-year development. So when you're looking at the list, and this is why I also talked about this article in this video, when you look at the list of offensive coordinators, look at guys who can help Tua get to that second level. And I'll give you guys a good listen after I talk about this of what you guys should listen to. Big O had a very great interview you guys should check out. Dolphins running back coach Studesville, quarterback coach George Gotze, Pep Hamilton, Matt Canada, and Mike McDaniel all interviewed for the job. So like I said, these are guys that they are bringing in and talking to. Tua still has plenty to prove. Yes, he does. He wasn't good enough in terms of trusting his eyes down the field, making plays outside of the scheme. Yes, 100% I agree. Shown by one of the lowest completion percentage of 20-plus yards passing this season. Yes, but some of that also has to do with drop passes. But yeah, I'd say 90% of it was not trusting his eyes. He's a rookie, and the other 10% was drop passes. The Dolphins should and likely will be patient in allowing Tua to develop, improve and develop with a full offseason, more explosive weapons, and a play caller who builds an offense that fits him. He played his best football when allowed to play more freely using tempo, up-tempo, and spread packages. Just go back and watch the Cardinals game. I'm going to break down his film of his whole rookie film. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be able to monetize it because I know NFL will claim it, but I'm going to break down his entire film of his rookie year. I'm going to show the bad, I'm going to show the good, and we're going to talk about it. The Dolphins clearly believe development takes time and Tua will be fine. This is what Flores has to say. We learned that he's healthy. He still has a lot of his mobility. Watch the Cardinals game. He's accurate, very accurate. In the Arizona game, he brings us back in the fourth quarter. He brought us back in the Kansas City game. True. This is all from Brian Flores. He also didn't play as well in other games. Very true. He had some bright spots and not so bright spots. Very true. I think all of us people who like Tua and want to see Tua get a chance, this is me saying this, have said these things that Brian Flores is saying. That's the life of a rookie. If he continues to learn, study, stay healthy, get stronger, work on his footwork and his eye progression, and pick up where he left off, I think we're going to be happy with his improvement. People get on me. I will say people who don't like Tua. And there are a few that just hate the kid for some odd reason. They get on me for exactly what Brian Flores just said. You don't know what you're talking about. He has no arm strength. He has no foot pocket. He has no pocket presence. I don't know why I couldn't speak there. His hips are bad, so he can't make the throws. Like I said, I'm going to make a video breaking all this stuff down to show that that's inaccurate. I'm also thinking of doing a series, let me know, called Miami Dolphin Mythbusters, where I bust myths of the Miami Dolphins organization, and there's a lot to talk about. But like I said, he literally said it. He is accurate in the Arizona game. He brings us back in the fourth quarter. He almost brought us, he brought us back in the Kansas City game. He also didn't do well in other games. Yes, we've all said that. He didn't do well in Buffalo. He didn't do well in Oakland, Las Vegas. He didn't do well in Denver. But he did well in Arizona. He did well against the Bengals. He did well against the Patriots. He did well against the Rams for the first time ever touching the field after not playing football for a year and after going up a team that has the best defense in the NFL in the Rams. Look how Russell Wilson did against that team. He did well. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this article from Cameron Wolfe because Flores literally came out and said, we're a tight-knit group. These guys in the organization trust each other. We are playing as a team. With all the information, how do you make a determination about what's going on? I love that he said that. You don't have all the information, especially reporters. Cameron Wolfe didn't have all the information, so what did he do? He sat down and talked to Brian Flores to get the information. Armando Salguero, on the other hand, has 3 sources that he just pulled out of his butt and then made insinuations about what's going on and that the team, I don't know if the team trusts too. I just wanted to talk about that article before we get into the picks for the divisional round. Very, very good article. Be sure, I read it to you, but if you wanted to read it more and maybe dissect it a little bit more, like I said, I'll link it below. Also, I'm going to link below a very, very interesting interview that the Big O show on his podcast. Again, I'll link that below. Also, I put it on my Twitter with Packers linebacker Brady Papinga. He had an interview with him where they were talking about quarterback play, and they were talking about Tua Tagovailoa and the struggles that he had as a rookie. He brought up the ex-Packers linebacker Papinga brought up some very interesting names that are similar to what Tua had to do. He brought up Aaron Rodgers. He played with Aaron Rodgers through his first few years, and he said, go back and watch Aaron Rodgers' second year. Yes, he wasn't the starter, but he had to come in for Brett Favre against the Patriots, and he played horribly. He talked about Steve Young and how Steve Young had a hard time finding his open receivers because they weren't as open as they were when he played in college. And it's a process, but it does. If you see Steve Young, he's a Hall of Fame, Super Bowl winning. And again, I'm not comparing, saying this is what Tua is going to become. What I'm saying is even ex-NFL players watch Tua and say, no, he's doing well. For a rookie, he's doing pretty well. It's tough to go from the NFL to that, especially with only 2 weeks. That's the only thing that people are saying that support Tua is just give the kid a chance. Let him develop into a bust or let him develop into something great. Let him develop. So I'm going to post that podcast. It's on my Twitter. I retweeted it. And Big O retweeted me back, which blew my socks off. I have no socks on right now. But I'll post it below. Give it a listen. Listen to the whole 15 minutes. It's a segment of his big show. But listen to the whole thing because they're not just kissing to his butt. They talk about his downfalls. They talk about the things he needs to work on. But they talk about that all rookie quarterbacks deal with this. Yes, Justin Herbert had a fantastic season, throwing for 4,000 yards, but also he struggled at certain points. So be sure to check that out. And let's talk about the divisional round before we get out of here and before I get to comment of the day. The divisional round is very interesting. There's a ton. I don't think there's one game of the divisional round that sucks. One game looking at this divisional round that you're like, this team's going to blow out this team. Very, very good teams and that are playing. So we're going to start with tomorrow's game. 4:35. It's the Rams heading to Green Bay to take on the Packers. The Packers are actually giving 6.5 points. Now, this game is seriously going to depend on the Rams doing what they did against Seattle and the Rams trying to stop Green Bay and that offense and Adams and Jones, their running back, and just really making sure to have Aaron Rodgers be incredibly uncomfortable because their offense, I don't know if they're going to do as well as they did against Seattle because Seattle's defense isn't too great. But Packers playing in Lambeau during this time of the year, during the playoffs, like I said, Packers is given 6.5. I think it'll be close. I think it might be like a 6-point game. It's teetering, right? When it comes to picking the points, I could see the Packers winning by a touchdown. So then you want to go both. I'm going Packers to win, but you could go both with points. It's close. Could it be a 6-point game? Could it be a 7-point game? Could it be a 10-point game? So the point spread is hard for me to pick. I think I'm going to go Packers with both, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams kept it close. Then we have the Saturday night game, and this is a huge game, especially for Buffalo to shut people up about, just win. Just win, right? Buffalo Bills taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens also, this is a big shut-up game. The Bills win their first playoff game in 25 years last week against the Colts. I said their first playoff game in 25 years. It wasn't. They were in the playoffs last year. But their first playoff, it's the first back-to-back is what I should have said, playoff appearance in, I think, 25 years. And their first playoff win in 25 years. The Ravens last week knocked off the Titans, who beat them up the last 2 times they saw each other. So this is another game where the Ravens need to win to shut people up. Yes, Lamar Jackson shut people up last week, but got to keep winning. So the Buffalo Bills are giving 2. I don't think it's going to come down to being that close between the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. I think if anything, it'll be a 3-point, 7-point game. I like Buffalo. I like Buffalo's offense. It's dangerous. But the Colts kind of showed how you can stop Buffalo by getting consistent pressure on Josh Allen. There was a drive where the Colts were getting consistent pressure on Josh Allen, getting in his face, sacking him, and you can see that it forces him to make his decisions quicker. And sometimes, and again, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but his inaccuracy that he used to have shows up a little bit. It peaks its head when you rush him to make his decisions, because you saw, I think it was the drive before the end of the first half, he was throwing some air balls and some inaccurate passes because he was getting rushed. Can the Baltimore Ravens do that with their front four? It's pivotal if they want to win this game. I'm actually, and this is going to be a surprise, I'm taking Buffalo in this one. Both points and to win. I think Buffalo and that offense is going to give the Ravens a hard time. So I am taking Buffalo in this one. I would like the Ravens to win because obviously, Dolphin fan, I hate Buffalo, but I am unbiased when it comes to my picks, so I am picking Buffalo. Then we have the Cleveland Browns on Sunday at 3 o'clock taking on the Chiefs. This is a big game for the Browns. If you guys don't know already, I'm rooting for the Browns. I'd like to see them get to the Super Bowl. I'm picking a Browns-Packers Super Bowl. I love an old-school football Super Bowl game like that. But the Chiefs' offense is not the Steelers' offense who rested for a week. The Chiefs' offense is an extremely dangerous offense. Chiefs are giving 10. I don't know if the point spread will be that far. So if you're going off points, I'd probably pick Cleveland. I think it'll be closer. I think their defense is better than what you expect. I think their offense is dangerous with their running backs, with, Landry, even, Baker. I don't know. I just had a complete brain fart there. Baker's playing really well, but I am going to go with the Chiefs to win. But I would go with the Browns for the points. Then we have the final game of the divisional round. The old timers taking on each other. You got Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on Drew Brees and New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. New Orleans is giving 3. This is another scenario where I'm picking both, and I'm picking the Saints. I think that the conference game is going to be Buffalo versus Kansas City and the Saints versus Green Bay. I think that'll be a crazy game. Crazy. 2 high-powered offenses, 4 high-powered offenses in the Packers, the Saints, the Chiefs, and the Bills in the conference game. It's going to be fantastic. But yes, those are my picks. I'm picking the Packers, the Buffalo Bills, the Chiefs, and the Saints. So I'm picking all the home teams. It's important to get those slots. Also, I'm pretty sure that Buffalo is rooting for the Browns to win so they can play home all throughout the playoffs. But I don't see it. I think they're going to Kansas City next week. But that is the video. Be sure to comment below. Let me know what you think of the potential offensive coordinator candidates. Let me know what you think of the article from Cameron Wolfe. Let me know what you think of the picks. Before I get out of here, if you guys don't know and didn't watch the live stream, we broke 20,000 subscribers. And I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for helping me continue to grow this channel, for helping me make this something that I can put 100% of my time into and put 100% of my effort into and make something that took my love of the Dolphins and my degree in media and make a job out of it. So without you guys hitting the subscribe button, without you guys watching till the end, without you guys hitting the thumbs up, without the Patreons donating, without you guys donating in the live stream, I wouldn't be able to make this into hopefully what it is, which is hopefully my career, and continue to have the success of hopefully potentially working with the Dolphins, hopefully bringing more Dolphins in here to interview. I've talked to Vic Beasley. I've talked to Richmond Webb. I'm hoping to bring more Dolphins on to interview, especially because a lot of you guys like those interviews. So I just want to thank you guys for helping me break 20,000. It blew my mind. During the live stream, go back and watch the live stream. I had TD on there. I thanked a lot of people. I had a little kid. He sounded like he was 9 or 10. Say that he was a Cardinals fan, and after watching my stuff and subscribing, he became a Dolphins fan. Blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. But I just want to thank you guys. I am doing the Q&A video. I have all these packages I need to open. The Q&A video will be coming this weekend. I promise you that. Because I have so many packages I have to open. But it's like things are happening, and with the baby and all that stuff, the more important things get pushed forward and the other things get pushed a day back. But other than that, guys, that's the video. Again, thank you guys so much for helping me hit 20K. Be sure to go follow me on Twitter and everything. You can see that big O little section where he talks to the linebacker from the Packers. I'm telling you, very, very interesting listen when they talk about breaking down Tua and how he can get better, if he can get better, all that stuff. So be sure to check that out. And again, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for sticking to the end, listening to my thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching the entire video. I do appreciate it when you guys do, and don't stop watching at some point because you don't like what I say. I do appreciate it. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys in the Q&A video, and then I'll see you guys when the Dolphins hire their offensive coordinator. I'll make a video on that too. But other than that, guys, like usual, stay classy. Fins up.